Love energy update. Um, this is the first deck. Love energy update for my channel viewers situation with their person. Oh gosh, cards are coming out here. So in the past, this has been a fantasy-based relationship, I feel. And you found it really difficult to break free of this connection because there's a lot of passion involved, and it's a passion on both sides. I feel you dream about one another. And so it's nice being with this person in the fifth dimension or in your dreams. It's nice for you and it's nice for them. But the drawback with this situation is that you can find yourself wandering into a darker situation because you dream too much over one another. You know, there's in that maybe you both don't see the light of day. And so you either get involved in situations which aren't good for you because you're not addressing the feelings that you have for one another in the 3D, or you're getting stuck in life because you don't want to move on from one another because the attachment to one another is so strong. So it's a beautiful connection that needs growth, that is blossoming, but it's blossoming in a fantasy state. And if you do that for a really long time, then it becomes kind of a futile situation. So that's one of the drawbacks and challenges of your connection. The other challenge here is that you're becoming more powerful within yourself, you know, either as an individual in what you do, or just in terms of how you feel about your presence in the world. Your ego or their ego is damaging your connection. But it's a powerful connection. It's a powerful, passionate love. It's just that the arguments always ensue because I feel that even if one person sits on a more elevated plane than the other in terms of their career or in terms of life in general, or you have that feeling within yourself that you're better than one another in some respect, then it potentially destroys what you've built, the beauty, the passion, the love that you've built in the past. So this has to move towards guidance. It says it has to move towards angelic guidance, a gentler space, a more realistic space. You'll regain those, but it's going to take, some settling. You need to settle because you've got enemies, you've got people that want your person, people that think they're better than you and want your person. So there's a choice to be made between two people. Even, possibly because there's three people in this picture. It could be three, but I see two. And you shouldn't be the dream that says, you shouldn't continue to be the dream for this person because you've got a life to live. You've got a sense of achievement and something, some type of destiny that you have to follow. And so it's best not to get caught up or get stuck by this person who damages your love connection with their ego. That's what they do. But who also has genuine feelings for you and will settle down at some point. So I've got something here to see. I've got these little, made up these word things. So I thought, I was looking on YouTube and I thought they were quite good, so I made my own. It says, give us more time. Give us more time. So yeah, they're in their ego space and they need to calm down. And it says, I'm afraid to leave you on any dimension. So they're holding on for dear life. They're holding on to you. You're holding on to one another for dear life. It's just that there needs to be some time to let the dust settle, I'd say. Okay, so that was number one. This is number two. Love energy update. Okay, so you're acting immature to one another. That's what it says to me straight away. There needs to be some healing in the situation where you are really good friends on whatever plane you associate or are connected with one another. You are good friends and you should be comforting one another. That's what it says. Because I feel like here with these cards, it's love. It's like very sweet. Look, you're like two peas in a pod, really. You bring out the inner child in one another. So that to me means that you make one another really happy. And sometimes it becomes very playful and cheerful, and you sometimes feel like a sense of joy with one another. But at some point, it says to me that you have to both grow up in this connection. I feel that once this person grows up, they become more protective of you. That's what it says to me. But also you have to be careful that they don't become something like a renaissance where all the joy that you establish together sort of stales or hardens. You're really protective of one another. And I feel one of the difficulties or the challenges at the moment is that there's a type of immaturity in the connection, and you've got to break free from it. But it's like once you break free from that immaturity, things become a lot more serious. And when things become more serious between you, does that mean that the connection between you becomes too stagnant, because you kind of drunk all the juice in your emotional connection, and things become much drier, less connected. There's something about this connection where you can't forget the joy that it brings you, because it becomes so serious so quickly. But also I feel it has something to do with your person where they have a really serious side and that shuts them down. And that's going to be a big challenge into the future, where they just feel that maybe they're just meant to be by themselves and not with anybody else. And so that's where you become important, and that to them, because they become more serious within themselves, and they remember how much joy you brought them at some point, how much love. There could be a situation here where, if you're going to look at it on a more practical, like everyday level, where they have a situation where they've been in a partnership, or they have had kids and they've had a family, and they're going to go through a breakup at some point, or they've been through one, so it's sort of sucked out all the joy in their life. That could be like a practical situation that you're dealing with. But the biggest issue here is that you love one another, but you're being a little bit too immature. And because of those huge swings in attitude and behaviour, there needs to be a middle ground between you to bring this thing into a more realistic kind of focus. Because at the moment, I feel like you've really looked into one another and you've tried to understand one another in the past, and you came to a better place with one another, and now there's something that connects you though, something that they see in you that is forever binds them to you in some way, or makes them feel protective towards you. So I feel that just the message is, don't let this connection become too serious, where you're having baby fights, you're having kid fights, and then immature type, what I mean is immature fights, and then you ultimately break up something apart that was joyful to you both. Okay. So I will see what these ones say. Please don't break us up. I think this is love. Okay, so that's another factor here. I was talking about maybe there being a third party. But this person's concerned about a breakage between you, which could cause them to shut down. And so you have to be careful of that. Because if you're looking at that breakup as a game, then you may not be able to get this person, like, on whatever level, emotionally, physically, how you're looking at it. If you're looking at it as a game where you can just break up with this person and bring them back again, it may not happen. That's what it says to me. Even though they know it's love and they don't want that to happen. Because they're protecting their inner child, or they're protecting a part of themselves which hurts. That's what it says to me. Okay, number 3. Love energy update. Okay, so there's a real intention here to make this happen. In the past, I feel it was stopped by somebody, um, a lady who had their own interest, somebody darker in her intentions, um, somebody who wanted to prevent the inevitable. But somebody who also benefited from this connection over you, because you're somebody they're very devoted to, but you're a bit of a fantasy of theirs, um, in a sense. Like they have every intention of making it good with you. They have every intention of bringing you better things in life, whether that be love, whether that be something more material. They want to devote to you. They do want to do that, but it's affected by a season of very cool, many seasons, or a season of a very cool behavior. It's like this person wanted to freeze your connection or their feelings for you until things thawed out in their world. That's what it says to me, until things thawed out. And so they've kept you there as type of dream of theirs. They've kept you there as a dream. And they have solid intention towards you. And that enemy that was in your midst, or the person that tried to prevent the inevitable, has since moved on. Because they were a very heavy influence in your person's life, and something's lifted. So that could be an attitude in them. It could be just that you've become more important to them. But they think, they take you to be somebody very beautiful to them. So I feel like whatever's been putting their intentions in suspension has something to do with their home life, their working life. But I feel that you've put out an olive branch towards them or something, or you've reached out to them in some respect. And it's not quite enough to thaw their situation. It isn't enough. But it seems to me that they've refocused their attention on you. And when they're ready, there's a possibility that you become more present in their life. On the 3D and no longer on the 5D. That's what I pick up on. Okay, so let's see what it says. Ignore my situation. How do I heal us? Okay. So yeah, they want you back essentially after whatever this woman did, which put them into a darker situation. and they want you to, they don't want you to take that on board. That's what it says to me. Um, they want you both to move on, essentially, but it's still keeping them a little bit stuck. Okay. This is number 4. Okay, so you feel there's been some other person involved in this situation which has hampered your progress in the physical. But I feel like that's breaking up or something, because things aren't peaceful between them. Um, and there's been some separations. So this is the person that comes across as very cool, but um, is unstable. This person's unstable. So it's a person that they sort of lavished with things, maybe flowers or something like that, because I thought they were genteel or very attractive, something along those lines, or very aloof. I pick up on those aspects about this person, and it attracted them. It attracted them, and so they went in a different direction because they saw the meeting of this person as a sign to move on from you, but it was it was moving into a space where there was less oxygen. Like they thought they could have the universe with this person, and they probably could, and they built up a type of loyalty towards them, but there's not much air to breathe in this connection. I feel it's because there's some type of darkness connected to this person. It's like they have some type of addiction problem, or they have some type of attitude, one or the other, that your person wasn't aware of, or they were aware of it but they didn't know how bad it was. And so that tells me they're attractive, this person's attractive, but they just have problems. They just have some type of issue that they can't break, and some type of habit that they can't break, and it's causing destabilization in the world, in the universe. That's what it's doing. But this person still, you know, lights them up, or tries to light things up for them both. Tries to put a positive spin on their connection. That's what I pick up on. So it says that it's just divine timing, because this person's getting out of a connection. They're getting out of a type of emotional connection or physical connection, one that they thought would last forever, and one that ultimately won't last forever because of the challenges, the the partner or the person they're interested in causes. And that to me means like they're walking into a room that doesn't smell very nice or doesn't look very nice all the time. But they'll look okay, you know, socially, or they'll be okay socially. And so all is forgiven. Um, but it, you know, doesn't float their boat. Whatever's going on here doesn't float their boat. And so your person's going to look elsewhere. And they're going to look back towards you. They will think that they can maybe pick somebody else up within their sphere and try that. But they will move back towards you eventually. I feel like because I have the timing word here, it means that your person needs to evolve out of the situation to be able to develop things with you. It also says to me they're looking for a sign from you of love and loyalty, because those are the two things that are missing. They feel that is missing in their current situation. Okay, let's see here. No, these two. What does this one say? Sometimes I feel you lied about your feelings. True love lasts a lifetime. Yeah, so they're in love with you. It's an everlasting love. But there must be a situation where you've turned your back to them. You've flirted with them in some way, and then you've turned your back to them. And so because they're in this situation of their own volition, which involves a destabilizing situation, they're questioning your feelings. But your feelings are already in doubt for them because of their situation with another person or with some type of distraction. So that's why they turn around and say, well, you're lying about your feelings because you flirted with me and then you stopped, or you flirted with me and then you turned away and you went and spoke to somebody else, just hypothetically. So how could you not? That's what it's a double standard, but the double standards show up quite a bit in these readings. Okay, so that was the 4th deck. I'll see everybody next time. If you would like a reading, my details are in the description box below.